Welcome to Life Action Results, where in today's video, we're going to explore the importance of limiting processed foods to help support you if you're on a weight loss or a health journey. So stay tuned if you want to dive into what are processed foods, how can you identify them, and what are some of the red flags to watch out for when it comes to processed foods. And throughout the video, I'll mention tools and resources that you can leverage when it comes to identifying and limiting processed foods in your day-to-day. And I'll put any links that I mention below in the description so that you can check them out at any time. Diving right in, let's talk about what are processed foods. Well, processed foods are foods that have undergone some type of alteration process from their natural state. And this can really be done at any point in the process during food development, either when they're washing or cleaning the food, when they're cutting or chopping it up, when they're heating it and cooking it, or when they're pasteurizing it, or when they're adding ingredients to it. Oftentimes adding ingredients like sugar, salt, and other preservatives into the food. And that makes it a processed food because they're altering it from that natural state of the food. And there could be a wide range of processed foods. There are processed foods that are minimally processed, and this could be things like canned vegetables. If you have a can of corn and you look at the back of the can of the label, one of the main ingredients is still corn. They're taking that corn and they're processing it by putting it into this can, adding preservatives so the corn will last longer. But ultimately, it's considered minimally processed because it's still in that corn state. Whereas highly processed foods are things like instant noodles. They have a lot of different ingredients to them if you look at the back of the label, and a lot of stuff goes into it to change it from that grain into the instant noodles and all the different flavors you can get. And so that would be considered a highly processed foods. So there are differences between processed foods, normally minimally processed or highly processed. And we're surrounded by processed foods, whether that be minimally processed or highly processed foods. It's everywhere. It's in all the commercials we see. It's in every grocery store aisle that we walk down. There's always going to be highly processed foods. And I would never tell you stop eating highly processed foods because I think you can have everything in moderation, but you need to be aware of the different types of foods that you're eating. My go-to mindset is better choice options. I can have everything in moderation. And I really look at the foods I'm eating. My favorite is whole foods. That's primarily what my diet is consistent of because I think whole foods are the better choice option over highly processed foods. Because excessively eating anything is not good for you. If I ate bananas every day, all day, I'll probably still have health issues because I'm only getting bananas and that's the only source of nutrients I'm getting and missing out on all these other types of food groups. Same thing for highly processed foods. Eating anything excessively can have increased risk of chronic diseases. Namely, can lead to heart disease and type 2 diabetes for highly processed foods and obesity, which can really weigh down your joints over time because of that excessive amount of weight, leading to different types of mobility issues later on. And to give you more examples of highly processed foods, this would be things like convenience foods. When you think of quick meals, frozen meals, instant noodles, all the packaged snacks, chips, cookies, crackers, candies, fruit snacks. Meat products are also highly processed, things like sausage and bacon. And so there's a lot of different convenience foods out there. And I think it's really important to read the labels to see, is this really a healthy, convenient option? Or is this a highly processed food full of different dyes that I shouldn't be eating, but I do because it's convenience? And so how can you identify highly processed foods to know what is minimally processed, highly processed, or is a whole food? Well, there's 3 key things that I look at in the ingredients list to know if it's a highly processed food. First, long lists are a major red flag for me. Highly processed foods often have tons of different ingredients in them and also a lot of bad things, a ton of additives and substances and names of things that I might not even be able to read. And if that's the case, I'm not going to grab that option in the grocery store. I also try to stay away from seed oils and different types of dyes because there's really no reason why I need to continuously put dyes into my body when I could be eating whole foods that are naturally flavored and naturally colored. So if you're thinking, how can I identify highly processed foods? Well, there's three key things that I look for in the ingredients list to really tell me if it's highly processed or not, so that I know to either stay away from that option or of the two highly processed options, picking the better option for my health and for my goals. So first, I look for long lists. That's a definite red flag. If you have a package and you look on the back and there's over 10 different items on it and there's so many ingredients, that's key sign of highly processed foods. There's also different additives and substances you might not recognize in that food to give away that this is highly processed. You can also look for unfamiliar ingredients, things like high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, and different dyes and emulsifiers are really common in ultra processed foods. And I try to stay away from different dyes and then seed oils just for my overall health. And the third one to identify highly processed foods is ingredients like sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, and BHA, BHT. These are all used to extend shelf life and are often found in processed foods. So just being aware of preservatives as well. And so those would be the three key things to identify highly processed foods. Long lists are definitely a red flag. Look for unfamiliar ingredients and then be aware of the different preservatives that are in the food. So, what can you focus on instead of highly processed foods? Well, you can make better choice options and focus on whole foods. Instead of relying on processed foods, prioritize consuming whole foods that are in their natural state. So things like fruits and vegetables and lean protein and whole grains. You can also pay more attention in terms of reading labels and making that a priority. So when choosing packaged foods that are highly processed, paying attention to the ingredients list, the nutritional information, and choosing options that are best for the lifestyle goals that you have. So that could be limiting things with sugar or saturated fat or sodium or processed ingredients in general. And I know for me, I don't make perfect food choices. There are so many highly processed options out there. It can be really hard to find choices that are actually better for your body. I know for me, I would get so overwhelmed when I'm trying to go into the grocery store, and pick one sauce. And I'm looking and all these sauces are terrible. So what sauce do I get? They're all bad. But I'm going to find that better choice option and pick that one. Because for me, finding better choice options has really helped me make healthier decisions for my food, for my body over the long term. And although I don't think I'm perfect at it, I do live in a mindset of having everything in moderation, focusing on better choice options. And for me, my better choice options are whole foods. And overall, throughout the years, it's really helped me make better decisions for my body, which have ultimately helped support my weight loss and support my healthier habits. And now it's ingrained into me on my day-to-day because I've started out with whole foods, that integration, and reading food labels consistently. But one tool that has really helped me make better choice options when it comes to identifying highly processed foods is an app called YUKA. It's YUKA, and I'll put the name in the description below so that you can check it out. It's a free app that you can download in the App Store, and I downloaded it onto my phone. And what you do is you take your phone in the grocery store, pull up the app, and you scan the barcode for products. And it'll pop up a scale, whether an item is poor for you, bad for you, good for you, excellent for you. And there's a whole color-coded rating, which I love the organization of it. And it tells you quickly, how good is this food for you out of a scale of 100. And it can goes even deeper. You click into it, it'll tell you the preservatives that are in it. It'll tell you, why it's saying it's bad, why it's saying it's good. Oh, this is bad. It has way too many preservatives. It has way too many additives. It has way too many, or not way too many, but the sodium level is high. The sugar level is also high. The calorie intake is crazy for the amount per serving. And so that's really helped me make quick decisions, quick comparisons of food, especially when I don't have a lot of time and I don't want to, have to deep dive into every single food label of every highly processed food I'm grabbing. I just want to get a quick snapshot. And so this app has really made it convenient for me. And I like that it tracks my history. So I can always go back into the app later and see all the things that I've scanned and look into it more if I want to see, was that truly a better option once I've gotten home. And I like it because it'll give you recommendations. So you've scanned this, here are better choice options for the type of food that you've scanned. And then so it's really easy and convenient to say, oh, well, this is what I was going to get. Here are the ones that are excellent for my health. Oh, and that's on the shelf right over here. So it really makes it easy to identify highly processed food to make better choice options. Because at the end of the day, that's all we can do is work to be conscious of what we're eating, make better choices to help support weight loss, to help support a healthy lifestyle. I hope this video gave you a deeper look at what highly processed foods are and gives you some tools that you can think about when it comes to making better choice options to help you on your weight loss journey. Remember, it's your life, your actions, and your results. You have the opportunity to make healthy habits a daily type of thing so that you can take your lifestyle to the next level day by day. And if you want tools for making healthier habits, I'll link some of the tools that I use in the comments below in case you want to check them out later. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what are some of the red flag ingredients you try to stay away from when picking highly processed foods? Well, I've got life to live. I'll see you next time.